how India is muffling voices again, and it has reimposed media bans on Pakistani celebrities after a brief reversal that authorities are dismissing as a technical glitch. This actually exposes the systematic nature of New Delhi's censorship regime. Pakistani celebrities including Hania Ahmed, Shahid Afridi, and Mahira Khan found their Instagram and Twitter accounts accessible to Indian users on Wednesday. These accounts, along with major Pakistani YouTube channels and that included Bold News as well, had been geo-blocked for months. By Thursday morning, all were restricted again. And this shows that how India wants to muffle voices and block flow of information to its people. Instagram now displays account not available in India. This is because we complied with a legal request to restrict this content. Indian government sources told India Today, which is an Indian newspaper, that the temporary access resulted from a technical glitch. And one official stated that if you can see some accounts either on X, YouTube, or other social media platforms like Meta, they will be inaccessible in a few hours. Some technical glitch led to the unblocking, and they have been rectified now. The original bans followed the April 22nd Pahalgam attack in the Indian illegally occupied Kashmir that killed 26 people. India blamed Pakistan without evidence, and India did massive falsified propaganda against Pakistan, and Pakistan clearly rejected the allegations, and the restrictions expanded after the Indian strikes and the violation of Pakistani sovereignty on the 7th of May, which targeted civilian areas and mosques in Kotli, Bahawalpur, Murid ke Bagh, and Muzaffarabad. Pakistani celebrities including Fahad Mustafa, Hina Altaf, Hina Khwaja Bayat, and other showbiz attacks, they condemned the attacks on civilian and religious sites, and after this condemnation, India's response was a pathetic display of immediate censorship of these voices. And the brief restoration revealed divisions within India. Some rational elements had actually advocated for the unbanning and lifting cultural restrictions, understanding that art should transcend political boundaries. However, these voices remain marginalized by a system that has actually weaponized entertainment content, especially after the maniac known as Narendra Modi has come into power. And this actually represents a fundamental corruption of artistic expression. India has transformed cultural content, traditionally a bridge between people, into an instrument of political oppression, and that has actually grown under the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is an extremist and a fascist and a wing of the RSS Hindutva ideology. And this actually incident demonstrates India's authoritarian approach to digital governance. A nation that projects itself as the world's largest democracy systematically suppresses dissenting voices while offering no transparent justification for its actions. India's Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has actually provided no official explanation for the bans. This arbitrary nature of these restrictions, actually implemented without any due process or formal announcement, reveals the nature and the extent of India's digital authoritarianism and the system in play at large in India of actually muffling voices. The weaponization of social media platforms against Pakistani artists exposes India's broader pattern of using technology as a tool of state control. This approach contradicts every principle of democratic governance and free expression. And this is very, very unfortunate, and actually exposes India's true face, how they see cultural connections. Cross-border cultural connections built over decades are being deliberately severed by policies that treat entertainment content as a national security threat. The paranoia driving these decisions reflects a government-led, increasingly isolated from rational discourse. And obviously, ever since Narendra Modi has come into power, there has been no rationality in India's trade policies. India's digital censorship regime continues to expand, targeting artists whose only crime was actually speaking against attacks on civilians as well as Pakistan's sovereignty. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting's silence on these bans demonstrates the arbitrary nature of India's digital policy that is nothing more than digital terrorism. And this actually story exposes the gap between India's democratic rhetoric and its authoritarian practices. When a nation that claims to champion development and progress systematically silences artistic voices, it actually reveals the hollow nature of democratic pretensions.
सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल दबाएं ताकि कोई खबर रह न जाए।